Hi everybody, thank you for watching. Welcome to 2015. Can't believe it's here. I swear I have not left my couch for the past 3 days. I've been super lazy, so I haven't been productive yet in this new year, so today I'm finally getting back to filming and back into the swing of things. I wanted to just go through basically all of my beauty favorites that I was obsessed with the past year and that I personally recommend for you guys. So I'm going to do it by category and just basically talk about some of my favorites out of each category. So if you guys want to hear some of my favorite products from 2014, please keep watching. So the way I'm going to do this is, so I don't forget any of my favorites, I'm going to basically go through each product as if I were doing my own makeup. So I'm going to start out with primers. My number one all-time favorite primer for 2014 was definitely my Smashbox Photo Finished Color Correcting Primer, and I'll show you guys a close-up, but it's already empty, and this is my second one that I use for the year. So this was definitely my number one favorite. I would say about a month ago I picked up another one by Smashbox, the Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer, and this one is awesome. I didn't want to restock this one yet because I figured let me try a different one. They have about 8 different types of primers, but this one is the newest, and I really noticed that it blurs out your pores. So if you guys have tried the, I don't know if it's L'Oreal Miracle Blur or Revlon, one of those, they have them in the drugstore. I guess it's basically the same idea. Whatever they put in it, it kind of just mattifies your face and just makes it look flawless. So this one I've been loving lately, but my all-time favorite would definitely be the color correcting primer. Next, I'm going to move on to foundations. For the first half of 2014, my all-time favorite was the Makeup Forever HD foundation. This one basically was the only one that I used. I have it in about 4 colors, so whether I was tan or whether I was pale, I would just mix them together, and that was my go-to foundation. It wasn't until 6 maybe months ago I found the Chanel Perfection Lumiere, and this has been my only one that I use, whether it be for a natural daytime look or a night out look. This is just the one that I like to grab the most. It gives you a flawless complexion but without making you feel cakey. So these two are a bit more pricey, but if you guys are makeup artists or you're doing your makeup all the time and you want a really professional, flawless face, I recommend spending a little bit more on the foundations because that's the base for your entire face. So I love these two. I do have a favorite from the drugstore from the past year, which is the L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder Foundation. It's very, very light, but I recommend shaking it a lot before you use it. That's one thing that I noticed people were commenting on my video when I had used this foundation. Let me talk about the colors that I use. For the Chanel foundation, I have 30, 40, and 70, and I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If I'm a little bit tanner, I use a darker one. If I'm in between, I just mix them together. So I do have the Chanel in 3, and then the Makeup Forever, I have 155, and I have 128, and then 127. And for the L'Oreal Magic Nude, I have it in 320 and 330, which the 330 one's a lot darker, so I tend to use the 320 when I'm using those. And then I have one more product that I wanted to talk about that I've been obsessed with. It is by Million Dollar Tan, the Shade Upgrade Dark Foundation Booster. You guys have probably seen me use this in any tutorial where I actually had a spray tan or I looked tan. Sometimes if you guys don't want to buy 10 of every foundation, or in my case 3 of every foundation, you can just use this and mix it in with your foundation. So all you do is put equal parts foundation with the foundation booster, and it's going to really darken up your face. So this is what I highly recommend if you guys don't really want to go out and spend that much money on that many foundations, if you guys are just kind of starting out. This, I have a 15% off code, which I will list below as well. So that is basically it for foundations. I have a whole drawer full of foundations, but I don't know, for 2014, these were really the only ones that made an impact, so to say. Oh wait, actually no, what am I saying? I have one more. It's not a foundation, it's a BB cream. This one's also by Smashbox. This one is in the shade Light Medium. I also have it in light and medium. So they have light, medium, and light medium, if that makes any sense. But this is the best BB cream that I have. I've tried so many, and this one just is so lightweight, but it gives such great coverage. So summertime or when the weather's a little bit warmer, this is the only thing that I will use on my face. So now moving on to concealers, I would have to say my number one for 2014 would be my Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage in SC3. I've used this so much. This is probably my third one that I've used, not just in the past year. It's been a favorite for a while now. I absolutely love that one. Another one that I'm loving that I actually never tried up until a couple months ago was the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. The first couple times I used it, it creased like really bad under my eyes for some reason, but if you set it with the right powder, it does give you a really nice finish under your eyes. So I love the Pro Longwear. I have it in NC15 and NC20. My NC21 I brought to Atlantic City with me, and as I was getting ready, it fell and it shattered on the floor, and it was so upsetting, but it comes in like a glass case, so be careful when you're using this. So the next concealer you could find right in your drugstore, it's the Maybelline Dark Circle Eraser Concealer. This one is in the color Light, and it comes with this cute little fuzzy thing on top, so it makes it a lot easier to apply your concealer. But this is such a great concealer, and for the price, you can't beat that. Whenever I have friends or family members text me about like, what concealer should I pick up at the drugstore, this is the number one that I recommend. So Adri Wine Concealer has my stamp of approval. So next I have the Lift Concealer by Makeup Forever in the color 3. This I love to use right underneath my eyes, same place where I would use my Pro Longwear Concealer. So this one is a liquid concealer as well. So if you guys are using a more liquid concealer, make sure you're setting it with some sort of powder, whether it's loose powder or just regular powder, because if you leave it super creamy, it can move all over the place and start to crease after a few hours, and we don't want that happening. So those are the 3 liquid ones. Oh no, there's one more, which I like to use more as a highlight, is the Pro Conceal by LA Girl, and this one's creamy beige. And then I have the same by LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Beautiful Bronze. And I love using these for a highlighter and a contour color. They're very lightweight, so they don't feel heavy on your face. And for me, that's the biggest thing. I hate when it's like super cakey after a while under my eyes. And these are so thin and so lightweight, it give a lot of coverage. That's why I absolutely love these. Another cream concealer that I love is by Makeup Forever. This is a darker palette. This is to contour. I love that it has the orange shade in it because I love to apply it underneath my eyes before my foundation. I don't do this every day, but sometimes when I wake up and I have like green bluish veins under my eyes, the orange is great to do underneath and it kind of just cancels it out. So I do the orange concealer under my eye, then my foundation, and then the regular concealer over it, and it really helps keep it nice all day long so none of those veins or anything come popping through the makeup. And then of course I have to add in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. Probably the product of 2014 for so many different people. Such great powders, and when they came out with that contour book, I literally was in heaven. I haven't even used it. It's been sitting in my drawer because it's just like too perfect. So I just use the 6 colors that go in this kit for now, but I love their powders. They're very lightweight. They're great for a natural look or if you want to do something even more dramatic. So depending on what kind of look, you can really build on them. So definitely love these as well. Next, moving on to eyeshadows. This was a little harder for me because, I don't know, there's some times where I'll just grab random shades and play around. I like to try a million different things, but I'm going to go with the most used of 2014. When I got this Too Faced Cat Eyes palette, I swear I didn't use anything else for so long, just because it has the brown shades in here, the lighter shades, and one of my favorite go-to looks, whether it be for my blog post, whether it be if I'm running errands or if I'm just going out with my friends, I always love to do just like a brown smoky eye, nothing too crazy, but subtle, whatever, you can add on to it, and that's why I love this palette the most. I'm not exactly sure how much it goes for, but it has the black shade, it has the 2 brown shades, and then it has like the nude shades that you can use. It does also have purple and a light blue, which I have tried out, but for the longest time, ow, pinched me. But anyway, for the longest time I was using this, so when I was looking through my drawer of palettes on what to show you guys, this was definitely one that popped out as one of my favorites for 2014. Another favorite that I got from the drugstore is the Nude palette by Maybelline, and these are awesome. I love all the browns, I love the matte, the shimmer. Basically, every single color in here I think is perfect. I don't know, I love sticking with neutral shades. Don't get me wrong, I love the times where I can play with rhinestones and colors and all that stuff. That's so much fun as well, but for an everyday, daily use type of thing, this palette is super affordable and I definitely recommend it for you guys. Another favorite palette was the Wild Child palette by BH, and it's all the baked mineral shadows. They have the Galaxy Chic palette. I'm not sure if I started using that in 2013, so that's why I haven't included it in this, but I love the BH Mineral Baked Shadows. If you dip your brush in Fix Plus or eye drops or something like that and really get it wet before you dip it in. The pigment of these shadows are just so amazing, and for the price you really can't beat that. I swear I will always forever love BH Cosmetics. It was one of the first companies that I used to buy from when I was still freelancing, so I just love their company. I love that you can really try stuff out and it's affordable for most people. So that is another favorite. As far as MAC pigments, the vanilla pigment is definitely my most used pigment out of every single pigment that I have. It's great because you can use it for a million different things. You can use it to highlight, you can use it for eyeshadow, you can use it for just basically anything. It's such a great color and I think it looks great on every skin tone. So if you guys are in the market for a MAC pigment, if you don't have vanilla, you need this one in your life, I promise you. And then for eyeliner, my favorite of 2014 is definitely the Wicked Gel Liner by Sigma. I'm sure you guys could have guessed it considering it's basically the only one I ever use in my videos, but I just love the Sigma gel liners. They are my favorite, and this is probably the second one that I went through this year. So next I'm going to talk about my favorite brow products. My number one, hands down forever now, not even just 2014, has been the Brow Bar To Go by Whitening Lightning or Gerard Cosmetics. It's the same company basically. So they come in two shades. This is the darker shade and then they come in a lighter one with blonde and like a lighter brown. I personally like the lighter one if I want to use the lighter color for like a contour color because it's the most perfect matte shade. But this one has the really dark shade and then I guess like more of a reddish shade. And this is the one that I use every single day. Like, I'm obsessed with it. The beginning of 2014 though, I was using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Dark Brown. So this was probably my favorite in the beginning of the year. But after a while, I don't know, I just was making my eyebrows too thick for a while. I personally like them how they are now, a little bit thinner, a little bit more natural, and I think with the pomade it's easy to get taken away with them and just draw them a little too dark, draw them a little too thick. So the powder, it's really natural and it's a really easy way to just kind of fill them in and make them look as best as possible. Another favorite for brows is the Clear Brow Gel by Anastasia. It never gets clumpy. You can use it not just for your brows, not just for clear mascara, but also for like hair gel if you want to just get rid of some of the flyaways. This is empty and I'm so upset because I need to go buy a new one like yesterday. But this was definitely one of my all-time favorite brow gels. Some of them that I've tried in the past, they get like clumpy or they leave like brown marks in them if it's colored. So I prefer the clear brow gel to just kind of hold your brows up and in place, and yeah, that's about it. Next I'm going to talk about my top highlighters for the year, the ones that I use the most. I swear this year was all about highlighters for me. I was never really big on them, and after trying them out and playing around with them, they're just to die for. I don't know how I live without them. I think my first highlighter that I actually got was Becca Opal. Pretty sure, but if you guys haven't seen it, it's just so beautiful. It's so pigmented. I absolutely love this one. This is definitely one of my most used. A cheaper alternative to the Becca, I'm not even going to open it because it actually broke, is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, which is a great highlighter, a great alternative to the Becca. It's basically the exact same champagne color. Another favorite is from a new brand this year, which is Artist Couture by Angel Merino or Mac Daddy. He's such a sweetheart. I absolutely love him and I love his products. They are so fun. I'm actually wearing the color Conceited right now on my cheeks and look at it glow. But I love his powders. They are super pigmented. And the last but not least, I have MAC Whisper of Guilt, which I think was one of the favorites of the year. I spent way too much money on eBay to pick this bad boy up, and I absolutely love it. But I do have an exact duplicate, which I recommended, I think, almost a year ago in my video, which is the Kiko eyeshadow in 208. And it's the water shadow, and it's literally the exact same color. It's used for an eyeshadow, but you can use it to highlight as well. So if you guys are in the market for this limited edition highlighter that nobody can get their hands on, try the Kiko shadow. You will thank me. It's basically the exact same color. So as far as blushes, this was probably my hardest category because I tend to try a new one almost every time. So one of my main things for 2014 was I was going to try a bunch of new products. So it was hard to kind of pick my absolute favorites because I was always kind of just trying new ones, trying to find my favorites, but I would have to say my overall go-to, can't go wrong blush palette would be my 10 color palette from BH. I actually just got a new one because mine was a little bit broken and basically empty, but Seriously, if you guys are looking for every shade of blush and you don't want to spend a lot of money, again, BH is amazing. They're pigmented, they're all in one palette, so if you're going away or you're traveling, it's so much easier to just pack this as opposed to a bunch of little ones. So this definitely has to be my favorite blush of 2014. Okay, so moving on to lips. I never really was into trying different lip pencils. I'm gonna tell you, this year I've been trying new things, I've been branching out more, and I would have to say I barely used Jordana 20 this year. And if you guys have been following me for the past 3 years I've been on YouTube, you would know that that was my only one that I ever used in like every single tutorial, and I just haven't used it in so long. I think it's because I literally put it on the furthest area of my room so I don't just go grab that one every single time. I do have 3 favorites that happen to all be from MAC, but they are just the ones that I use the most, and they're my absolute favorites at the moment. They're all different in their own way. Oak is actually what I'm wearing right now. It's a beautiful light brownish nude color. The color Boldly Bare is like a perfect like pinkish nude, and the color Whirl is, I believe, what Kylie Jenner used, and it like took over the entire makeup industry, and I understand why, because it's just the most perfect color. It matches your lips, so if you want to try and make them look bigger, this is the best one to use for that. As far as lipsticks, I have so many favorite lipsticks. I could literally sit here for an hour talking about lipsticks, but this video is probably long enough as is because I'm mentioning so many different products. But I would have to say my favorite MAC one has been Velvet Teddy. I also love Myth, and I love Pure Zen. Another favorite are the Gerard Cosmetics lipsticks. They came out this year and they are amazing. The nude one is definitely one of my all-time favorites. It's the one that I use all the time. I also love the color Buttercup, and I love Fire Engine. I love the Cherry Cordial, if that's how you pronounce it. It's like a deep dark color, so I love that one. I love the Wet n Wild 902C. It's very similar to the Velvet Teddy for those of you guys maybe looking for a similar look but you don't want to spend the money. Another favorite is the Hourglass Nude number 1, which I use, I believe, in my last tutorial, but I've loved this one for 2014. They come in a few different shades. The only ones that I have from the Hourglass collection are number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is more of a nude, where number 1 is more of like a pinky nude. So this one is amazing. And one of my favorites for summer was by Dose of Colors in the color Koi, which is just the best orange color, and it's so pigmented, and I absolutely love that. And for lip glosses, I think the only lip glosses that I use, although I have many, are my Whitening Lightning / Gerard Cosmetics lip glosses. I got this cool holder to hold them all in, but this is every shade that it comes in. They are so pigmented, you don't need lipsticks with them. I think, okay, let me go through them and tell you my favorites. My absolute favorite is Nude, like hands down, probably the one I use the most. I love Shimmer of Hope, I love Cocoa Bean, I love Coral Craze, Plum Crazy, Pink Tiara is a beautiful pink one. I love the color Seduction. It's a really dark shade. So they're all amazing colors, but they're probably the only ones that I go for just because I'm so comfortable with them. I'm so familiar with them. They're so pigmented. I don't really need to mix 10 colors together to try and get the right color. So next I'm going to talk about mascara and lashes. The only mascara that I feel like I've ever loved and used for 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 years now is the L'Oreal Telescopic. Just one of my all-time favorites. I'll always love it. It's the only one I've used. I've tried so many different other ones and they just never get my natural lashes as long as this one does. So this is my number 1, no shocker there. And of course, my all-time favorite lashes for 2014 are my new Carlie Lash. Guys, you have no idea how excited I am about this, and seeing all of you guys in them, it's so exciting. Everyone looks so beautiful. I can't believe that they are finally on sale. They are on back order till January 9th. Then they will be shipping out again, but you can still order them in the meantime. They are just the perfect wispy lashes. They're a little bit dramatic, a little bit natural. You can really dress them up, anything, but they are amazing. And of course, they're my favorite for the year. So that is it for lashes. So last but not least, I'm going to talk about my favorite makeup brushes and my makeup tools on how to apply my makeup. So my number 1 favorite for 2014 was definitely the Beauty Blender. I never knew how to work it right until 2014. I was using it dry. I hated it. It made my skin dry. I didn't understand why everyone was loving it until I put it under a faucet, wrang it out, and it's perfect when it's damp. So if you guys haven't tried it damp, try it. It's amazing. They also came out with their little baby ones this year, which is great for applying concealer under your eyes. I absolutely love these. I used this today to apply my makeup. And as far as brushes, I think my #1 favorite are between MAC and Sigma. Sigma has really taken over for me. It's basically all Sigma, and then I have a few favorites from MAC. So I'm just going to pick out my favorite ones that I use all the time, that if you guys are in the market for good brushes, I'll tell you the numbers so it could be a little bit easier for you guys. My favorite foundation brush is the Sigma F50 brush, and this is the dual fiber brush. Don't mind my brushes, they're super dirty, and I'm going to clean them after this video because it's been a while. But yeah, so that's my all-time favorite foundation brush. Hands down the best. I recommend it to everybody. You can't go wrong with that brush. Another dual fiber brush that I love is by MAC, and this one's old so I can't even see the number. Hold on, let me see. 130? 130. So this is the MAC 130 brush. I like using this for underneath my eyes for concealer or just to kind of blend it in. This is one of my favorites. I also use this to contour. These two, also by Sigma, they're amazing. The small contour brush in F05 is probably my most used brush. The tapered highlighter brush, which is F35, is another one of my favorites. I love this for applying if I'm using the Anastasia kit or basically any type of under eye powder. I love just tapping it on underneath my eyes. It has like a pointed top to it, so it's great for reaching like right in here, and yeah, you get the gist of it. But yeah, these two are amazing. This brush I've been loving recently. It's by Morphe, and it's M402, and I've been liking this for bronzer and blush. It's super big and fluffy, so it doesn't just put like a bunch of product in one spot. It kind of just distributes it evenly, so you can just kind of pat and it evenly makes a nice look, and it looks nice and blended without having to do too much work there. So these are definitely my other favorites. The Sigma E45, which is a little bit of a pointed tip blending brush. I love this to contour my nose. I love this for under my eyes. I also love it if I'm trying to create a deep outer V to really emphasize the look. It's just perfect, and it gives you a lot of control, so this is definitely one I can't live without. Literally the one brush that I always will need for my eyes. I don't care if I get every single brush thrown away, this is the one that I need for my eyes. It's the It's the E40, and it's the tapered blending. It's super fluffy and big, so this is great to apply any crease color. I love this brush. This is definitely my most used brush. Recommend it for any of you guys out there. Another brush that you guys absolutely need for a smoky eye or for any type of eyeshadow look is the E25 brush. Obsessed with this one. To apply my eyeshadow on my lid, I always love using the Sigma F70, and it's actually a concealer brush, but it's perfect for eyeshadow. It's great for applying any color, any shade, anything. I'm just rambling at this point. This light is killing me. It's in my eyes. I'm starting to sweat. Okay, anyway. For eyeliner, the best brush is the new one by Sigma. It's the E06 brush. Amazing. For my brows, the only brush that I use, and there's no name or number on it because it looks like it's been washed out, but I believe this one is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills collection of brushes, so I will find them all and link them for you guys. My favorite concealer brush is the MAC 287 brush, and the other brush that I can't live without is the Sigma pencil brush E30, and this I am obsessed with. I also use this sometimes to contour my nose. I sometimes use it underneath my, well, I actually always use it underneath my eyes to give it a nice blended, faded look. So yeah, that is basically it, I believe. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of products that I didn't even think of off the top of my head, but those are basically my top beauty picks of 2014. They're ones that I am obsessed with, the ones that I use the most for the year, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to get away from all the holiday looks and start some new videos for the new year. And I want your suggestions, so please comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see next on my channel, because I always go through the comments and I love hearing your suggestions, because of course I only want to show you what you want to see. I do have a bunch of ideas in mind, but again, comment below, let me know what you guys want to see next. And yeah, that's basically it for now. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend. The giveaway winners will be announced tomorrow, as I stated from the beginning. Some people are a little bit confused on that. So all the giveaway winners will be announced tomorrow. And oh, me and Brett's 2-year anniversary is tomorrow. So I don't know what we're doing, probably just gonna do dinner or something, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry I keep rambling, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm gonna be in LA for a really quick business trip, so I won't be getting up another video until later in the week, but I promise I will make it up to you guys and get 2 videos up at the end of the week. So I love you so much, and until next time.